What's up, guys? I'm Shane, and it's here. The Dynasty Deep Dive is here for College Football 25, the one we've all been waiting for. Or at least everyone who makes a YouTube channel, I guess. But probably all of us, honestly. I was working today, so I'm a few hours late. I can see, Jesus Christ. Okay, Not the Expert put up a 1-hour video already, and I thought I saw Bordeaux already put up a video too, so... It's a 6-minute trailer, which is already longer than the rest of them. I'm sure there's a blog post. This will be a long one, but it's worth it. All right, let's just jump in.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here with EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty.
Yes, it's everyone's favorite mode. Thank you, Kirk.
College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams, and you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons. Today, we'll take a closer look at the new 12-team college football playoff, recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique.
Oh, what can I customize?
Football has seen seismic changes over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want.
Color-on-color jerseys is good.
The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game months before the real thing. You could be the first coach to lead your school through the new 12-team playoff and hoist the college football playoff trophy.
I'm playing as North Texas. I will not be the first.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, and in a world of unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important. Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start of each season. The best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from all over the country, with certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta. Do research to find recruits that best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land.
So no low-lock cheese?
Interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades like proximity to home, playing time, and brand exposure. So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruits' desires, in addition to scouting for talent. Some players have a deal breaker requirement, and if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out. Deal breakers also drive a player's decision to enter the transfer portal. Monitor at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits as they narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right.
People who recruited well in NCAA 13, you're going to have no problem with this. I am not one of them.
Then 5 to finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the offseason to round out your roster with talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home. Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control. See what a 20-team super conference might look like, or revert to the traditional.
So the Pac-12 is back in it. That's huge for me.
The conference size and membership, and set custom conference rules, set up divisions, and more. Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff.
Wait, Clemson in the MAC. It's actually cool though, so I hope that little logo actually changes if you switch.
The postseason favorite. We can't talk about your dynasty without talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach, or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types to start. Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with. From there, the abilities you acquire as you progress will determine what kind of coach you develop into. Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities. Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill set.
No, I just want to recruit.
Carousel is an important part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your dream school or working your way up, the carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions.
Thank
So if
God.
one of your staff takes a job elsewhere, or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel to replace them.
Oh, they actually go to the NFL. That's cool.
Greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff, whether that's doubling down on your existing strengths to max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression. The benefits of coach talents are stackable. So if your head coach and defensive coordinator have the same ability, the impact for that ability will be greater.
Oh.
Well, that's it for today's deep dive into Dynasty mode in EA Sports College Football.
The biggest thing that just got revealed to me on this, that's amazing. The biggest thing to me is just the fact that the Pac-12 still exists, even with only 2 schools. That matters to me because now I can plot out the return of the relegation league. Which it was coming back anyways, but if they got rid of the Pac-12 completely, it would have made things a lot more complicated. So the fact that it's there, and I can customize the conference just like before, okay, we're golden. We're golden. I even have a plan for the independents this time. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, but that's not what I'm focused on right now. That's, again, coming. It's going to take a couple months for me to get that going, but that's exciting. All right, now we're going to jump over to the campus huddle and check out the blog post that I'm sure is going to take me forever to get through. All right, it took me a second. I found it, though. I ended up back on the original campus huddle post, which was not useful to me. I already read that a couple months, like a month and a half ago, or whatever it was. All right, so Dynasty mode. I did see one thing in the comments over there. It did confirm, and I wasn't catching that part of the information. 20-team conferences now. I don't plan on having a 20-team conference, but you've already got 18 teams, so they had to give us some leeway. So that's going to be ridiculous if they do that. All right, building Dynasty. And what I'll do, I don't know if I remember to do this before, but I'll put the link to this blog post down in the description. So you can read this as you want. I'm going to skim through some of it, and we'll hit the key points. Like real world, no coach, could be great at everything. Some of them try, though. No dominant progression path. Coordinators and hyperlink step. Okay. So I got a lot of information here just on the coach progression, which I feel like is not going to be that much different. Again, guys, remember, like, a lot of these posts are information for people who maybe didn't play. It's been 11 years since the last game, so, like, a lot of people don't know this stuff. Not everyone went back, especially with the resale value of freaking NCAA 14. So not everyone has the information for this kind of game, so it's got to treat it as if you've never played a college football game before. But a lot of this is, yep, just like NCAA 14, you get the experience. That's cool. All right, so the archetypes, which I believe is something they have in Madden now. So it's just similar to that. It's not obviously not going to be the same. Select your backstory. I'm going recruiter every single time. But that's just how I always do it. I don't know, maybe it won't work out that way. Maybe motivator or tactician will be a better option. And at least, like, that gives me some options to choose from if I have a different storyline. Oh, so actually, okay, you can't just, like, over time get better. So each archetype has a set of prerequisites and objectives that must be completed in order to purchase them. For example, in order to become an elite recruiter, you must spend 50 coach points in a recruiter archetype, and sign 2 top 5 recruiting classes. So you can't just, like... what was I at with Monmouth? Like, bottom... I mean, I was signing all 1-star prospects. I still got up. I was getting points in the kitchen sink. I was only a couple points, like a couple levels away from insta-commit. So now you got to work a little bit harder. Like, you got to do it at a high level. So that'll be interesting. You got to actually get good at this stuff. You can't just, like, eventually get enough points to be dominant. Okay, so that'll be something to play around with. This is something where they have information here. If you can read it and get the information, great. I definitely am a hands-on learner, so this stuff is cool, and I'm glad that the information's here for me, but it's not... You might as well be writing this in Greek for me right here. Okay, so that's good. It's not just going to be the same tree as NCAA 14. That's good. Recruiter, let's see, so... Running back sex last time. Oh, so it's actually going to go specific. Oh, okay. It's not just going to be general. Okay, I see. So elite recruiter is going to be... I got you. Okay, and there's a thing on the bottom here. I don't remember if my mouse shows up on this recording or not. Okay. It's, again, similar, I think, to the Madden skill trees from whatever year I was playing. I haven't played in a while. I tried to get that. When I started the channel, I started with the Face of the Franchise mode in that Madden, which was 20? Right? It was Madden 20. And then the North Texas Dynasty. Well, we're here now, and there ain't no Madden on the channel, so you can tell which one went well. So I've been out of Madden ever since then. And I don't care about this MVP bundle you got going on. You're not getting me back right now. So contract expectations, win games, conference championship. Oh, so it's not just a win X amount of games thing anymore. Like, they actually have different goals. You can leave at any time. It'll be hilarious if we get fired. I'm hoping it's still the same thing where I can just start a new coach and just take the team back over. Because I'm probably going to get fired a couple times. Oh, see, here we go. So basically, because LSU and USC hired away their head coaches, so it was Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. Because they did that, now they want the chaos. So now it's like, yeah, you may be the head coach at Bama, but we're still going to offer you a ton of money and hope that you want to move over. All right, I would love to see that. Obviously, Nick Saban's retired, but, like, just random. I'm sure they'd have to go from one big school to another. Like, I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to be, you know, going to the college playoff with USC, and then, like, the next year he's the head coach at Toledo. Like, I got a feeling if he's going to leave, it's going to be like, hey, the Bama coach got fired. You want to go here? How does Coach Carousel work? That's cool. I'm not going to mess around with that necessarily. So level, scheme, archetype, pipeline, coach, prestige. So there's actually a reason for it now instead of it just kind of being randomly determined. We couldn't even get through this video without game theory. Okay, managing your staff. Okay, here we go. This is something that annoyed me that was not in the game. I would hate building up the team, winning the national championship, my coordinators get hired away, and I don't even have a say in it, and here's a level 1 coordinator. I believe someone figured out a way to manipulate it. I'm not sure, but at least it's going to be like a lot. I don't want to say streamlined, but it's here. Coordinators not leave unless you fire them or are hired by another school. Okay. Contract expires, be automatically renewed for another 2 years. So they're always on a 2-year contract that's automatically renewing. They're not automatically going to accept it. Okay, and it happens before the season's actually over with. That can lead to something interesting. Like going into the national championship game and you know your offensive coordinator's leaving. I'm just thinking storyline aspects here. Okay, so there's some more research. So 4 core goals for building the program. So this is the recruits. Humanize recruits by giving them unique needs and motivations the player is discovered by interacting with the recruit. So again, basically going back to NCAA 13. It's probably a better recruiting method. I just never figured it out, and NCAA 14 was really simple with recruiting, in comparison. Although I'm sure I'm gonna like start looking up NCAA 13 strategies and like how they did recruiting, because I'm sure someone broke that open too. I just never saw it because I didn't really ever watch any NCAA 13 or 12 content. Regions of country by player caliber. So basically they're trying to... Okay. So you're not going to get a random 5-star recruit coming out of, like, New Hampshire, which I'm pretty sure has historically never had a 5-star recruit. Transfer portal feel authentically unpredictable. I mean, this could be cool, though. Like, it could benefit you, it could hurt you. Like, all of a sudden, like, we're North Texas, we recruit a 5-star prospect, like our quarterback. He leads us to a conference championship game, and he's like, I need my brand exposure. I'm going to Notre Dame. And then, like, we're just sitting there stuck. Or we're doing well, and then, like, our quarterback's a 76 overall, and then randomly, like, Quinn Ewers. Well, it's not going to be Quinn Ewers, but, you know, like a high-end school quarterback's going to be like, hey, I'm coming to you. The one thing I need to find out, which is not that big a deal, I want to know how I can edit the rosters. Because now they've got real people in here. So how easily can I edit the rosters? I have some plans. And I don't know how that's going to work necessarily. But I don't think I'm going to get that information until I actually get my hands on the game. So I'm not going to sweat it. Staged recruiting. Discovery, pitch, and close. So basically we're going to try and figure him out, and then he's going to announce his top 5. And then we're going to pitch to get into the top 5, or we have to be in the top 5 to start pitching? Again, I'm going to learn so much more about this when I get my hands on it. But I'm still going to take all this stuff seriously. My school grades. So they're bringing that back. So playing time, playing style, championship contender, program tradition, lifestyle, stadium atmosphere, pro potential, brand exposure. That one's new. Academic prestige, conference prestige, coach prestige, coach stability, athletic facilities, proximity to home. So all of this stuff was in NCAA 14, except for brand exposure, because that's how they're going to approach NIL. And primetime games. Wasn't that... There was something like brand exposure, then they replaced it. Or did they have the primetime games mixed in with, like, stadium atmosphere or something? Or program... Oh, I think they mixed in with program tradition. Conference National Championship total wins, awards won. This great okay, campus lifestyle. This is one of those things that, like, you could change it in NCAA 14, where you had to, I think it was like you had to start, every freshman had to be a starter their first year. That was the only way to elevate this grade. Or was that academic prestige? One of those two was, like, tied to something weird. But now academic prestige is locked. Campus lifestyle is locked. So that's good to see that, like, I'm not going to drive myself crazy thinking I can, like, try and improve some of these things. It's locked. Like, there's just certain things you're not going to be able to change. Waterfalls and barbershops are a plus here. All right, well, I know where the waterfall is coming from. We see Arkansas State. I don't know about barbershops. I feel like that's probably something else, and some fan base is about to get mad at me for not knowing that one. Okay. So it's going to work just about the same as NCAA 14 with that. Championship contender uses a combination of top 25 poll ranking, team prestige, and assessment of your current roster quality. So basically, blue chip ratio. So it looks at the percentage of your roster is made up of 4- and 5-star players. So basically, if you're not signing 4 and 5 stars, you're never going to be starting that high in the polls. And you're going to have to play a tougher schedule to get your way up that. Which is how it should be. While you won't see players having a mustard named after them in College Football 25, recruits and transfers alike will assess their NIL earning potential and branding opportunities when considering where to go. Okay. I wonder how that's going to work out, though, because, like, would a team like North Texas benefit? Because they're near... They're not the main team in the Dallas area, that's SMU, but they're near the Dallas area. Now, is that going to be more impactful because Texas is going to be more likely to, like, pay and have sponsorships and stuff, but you're also splitting it up with the other 11 teams that are in Texas? Right? Is it 11? It's 11. There were 11 before, now it's 12, so the other 11 teams, yeah, because now Sam Houston. Or would it be more beneficial to go to, like, Boston College, because you've got the entire Boston, like, all of Boston and most of Massachusetts, except for where UMass is, but Western Mass, no. No. like, would you get all of the branding opportunities from Massachusetts going to Boston College? Would you actually make more money going there if you're a top prospect than going to North Texas, where you're one of hundreds and hundreds of good athletes? I wonder how that's going to play out. Or if that's even going to be a factor. It might not even be a factor. Most grades update Jesus, I can't read. Most grades update dynamically throughout the season, while some only update at the end of every season. Important to keep tabs on your grades throughout the season, how you are trending, because sliding your grades to trigger decommits from verbally... Oh, that's where the verbally committed recruits comes in. Oh, so like, if you have a bad season, it could be a mass exodus. Oh, okay. People are recruiting and will determine... Okay. Which is probably going to be more realistic. Like, if your head coach leaves, like, half the team might leave. When I did the original North Texas Dynasty, it's the only time where my head coach actually left before the end of the season. I don't think anyone transferred. Scott Hardy declared early, and I think one other person declared early, and otherwise, like, there wasn't a mass exodus. But now, like, if your coach who recruited you just up and leaves in your junior year, and you're just like, nope, I'm out. I'm either going to follow him or I'm just going to go somewhere else because I'm not, like... Okay, hopefully that's going to be more dynamic in that and make more sense. It's going to make it more challenging. Okay, look, there's Buffalo, number 76 in the country right here, right? Yeah, it's championship contender school right there. Eastern Michigan is number 73. Oh, Buffalo's right behind Stanford. Oh, that's a fall off right there. Oh. Buffalo, and there's Boston College I was just talking about. Each week, the game will surface any information to you in a weekly summary, allowing you to quickly see the health of your program and any changes. I was actually going to get a report card basically every week. Program position can actually go up. Cool. Would you like the report card, my school GPA. 0 to 5 stars in half-star increments based on their current my school. Oh, that's a No, look, it only goes up to 5 stars. It doesn't go up to a 6-star school anymore. It's only 5 stars now. They dropped the star rating off. Okay. To achieve elite 5-star status, even if you were to be able to maintain it for a prolonged period of time. That's fine. I just need, is North Texas going to be like a 1-star or a 2-star? I want to know where they're going to be. Southern California is known for producing great quarterback talent. East Texas is considered producing the best wide receivers in the country. We go deeper. Yes, East Texas is known for producing great wide receivers. More specifically, they're known for big and physical their receivers are. So bigger, more physical. So, okay, so South Florida is going to be fast, deep threats. Oh, so they're actually going all out on this stuff. Down to what kind of recruit is going to come out of there. Okay. Contrast 2-star. Called the ideal pitch during the discovery stage. Along with your program, you're going to have an uphill battle to find them. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. Chance one of their 3 ideal pitches is also a deal breaker. So not everyone has one, but some people will have a deal breaker, which is something we're used to. Pipelines are still going to be important. Florida is much more valuable than one New York. So that made the traditional approach of having each state be its own pipeline wouldn't accurately represent the recruiting landscape. Okay. The result wasn't reshaping pipelines to represent a geographical region rather than the state. For example, Florida is now broken into North Florida, Central Florida, and South Florida. Okay, Metro Atlanta is its own pipeline. Oh, New York, New Jersey combined to become a single pipeline. Where was this information for Monmouth? 50 pipelines in college football 25, but they've combined stuff. Now, I'm assuming what that means is like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and Rhode Island. I'm assuming you're going to just be called New England because there ain't going to be much going on from all those states by themselves. And honestly, you can probably just throw New York and New Jersey in there, call it the Northeast. But I'm assuming they're going to combine them, which automatically opens up some more room. Okay. And they actually went through historical data to figure out the pipelines. Florida has dominated recruiting in Central Florida and areas like Lakeland. Hey, Lakeland! They shouted me out. Oh, shoot. You guys know where I live now. Lakeland, Tampa, and Orlando. Accurate. from living down here, let me tell you, everyone is either a Florida or a Florida State fan, but mostly Florida. And then occasionally you get a Miami. But I am Lakeland, Tampa, and Orlando. Okay, well, Tampa has USF and Orlando has UCF. I don't see anything from those schools. I am smack dab in the middle of those schools, and you don't see anything from them because Florida dominates down here. That is a fact. That is absolutely a fact. LSU regularly reaches in East Texas and along the Gulf Coast. So they really... I wasn't expecting my city to get shouted out in this, but here we are. Okay. Yeah, so they're really going all in. Oregon compete with the likes of Washington, USC for players in Southern California, Arizona. Okay, so it looks like they, like, reassessing the pipelines makes a lot more sense, because, like, doing UMass and having, and even Monmouth, having New Jersey or Massachusetts as a pipeline is awful. It's awful. It's not helpful at all. Honestly, with most of these teams, because think about what I did. So Monmouth, and I did Casper, so in Wyoming. So Wyoming, New Jersey, and then in the relegation league, I had UMass. I had Buffalo. So, like, I didn't even think about the pipeline for, and then New Mexico, I guess. I don't know what their high school is looking like. But I didn't even really consider pipelines for most of what I was doing because I was going to states that did not have a good recruiting base. And I didn't even think about building up pipelines. So maybe that'd be more of a focus this time around. So every recruit of the start. Yep. So this is going to be. Oh, so they're going to have more sense on why they want the school they want. So as Rice, you will often see the recruits interested in you are also interested in Vanderbilt, Northwestern, and Stanford. So academic prestige. That's what they're going to value. And they're going to want those schools. So basically, we're going to be trying to recruit people who were already on their board. And if they're not on our board, it's going to be more of an uphill battle. Like, it's going to be more than just like, okay, here's that little bonus. Like, it's going to be a big deal and really determine, like, whether we can go after them or not. So, prospect discovery. Oh, never mind, look at that. Someone from New Jersey is a 5-star linebacker. Okay. Only 35 prospects at a time. Okay, so that's not any different. Players are graduating next season. I'm returning. No, I'm just going to cut a bunch of people. Also, is the roster expanding to 125? Because that's how many they actually carry now. So we're going to have more people. I don't really care. I'm an NFL fan. I can manage a 53-man roster if you make me. On a pass-heavy offensive scheme like and shoot, you'll still need 10 receivers. Okay, so hopefully the scheme's going to tell me. Because, like, I hated, like, running the spread playbook, and I had to carry a fullback, and we never used the fullback. I didn't need one, but I had to have one. So hopefully, yeah, look, here's Michigan State right here. Need 0. I got the one fullback, actually. Never mind. Okay, we have recruiting hours instead of points. So again, we're back to like the older system. It's meant to model the recruiting resources program. Higher tier programs have significantly more resources. You know, preseason, a 5-star program of 1,000 recruiting hours compared to only 350 for a 1-star. Oof. Ooh, I mean, it still translates to the point system, but ouch. Preseason, off-season recruiting, you do not have to prepare for game day, so you have more time in the off-season and the preseason. You can spend 50 hours a week recruiting one prospect. That seems obsessive. That's a full-time job going after one dude. Ready for visit, prospects have offered. Okay, so this is the same. Again, a lot of the skimming is just like, how much of this stuff do I already know from NCAA 14 and is just here to give information to people who've never played an NCAA game before, and how much of this is actually new information that is valuable to me. So this guy's 100% scouted. So you are an athlete. Good catching stats here. Terrible run blocker, so you are not a tight end. Prior to scouting, we'll see star rating, height, weight, hometown position, archetype. Rating is fully scouted. You'll know how good the prospect is in the rating. Okay, so you scout them, and it sort of gives you the... Okay. This seems familiar. Again, this feels like we're going back into an old system. But I only played NCAA 12 and 13... basically when they came out. I haven't really revisited those games since. So basically 5... Okay, so this right here. Coaches talked to also described the feeling of ambiguity and uncertainty around a player's skill set is higher for lower star rated players. This is because of how much visibility their top prospects get from social media scouts, high-profile camps. Conversely, lower star rated recruits generally have less visibility, which leads to a greater level of uncertainty and unknown what their true skill set is. This creates an opportunity to find a diamond in the rough. So, you're probably not going to find a 5-star gem, which is something you could do in NCAA 14. If they are an 80 overall prospect projected for a 5-star and you scout them, maybe they're an 81, but you're definitely not going to be an 87. Whereas you could be all over the board with a 1-star prospect. Which is true to life. I mean, what was Josh Allen had what, 1 offer? That is the reason why he went to Wyoming, and now he's one of the, depending on, like, even if you're the most critical Josh Allen hater, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Even Patrick Mahomes, like, that dude was the 10th overall pick for a reason. Like, he wasn't, you know, he went to Texas Tech. He didn't go to a big program, and he's probably the greatest quarterback of all time, or at least on the trajectory to be one. So that makes a lot more sense if you're trying to make it more dynamic. Boise State and Oregon State in the early mid-2000s excelled at finding gems who were under-recruited and overlooked by big schools. Yep. So that's how we're going to have to figure it out. We just got to make sure that we're building up the program in the right way. So offer scholarship, search social media, scrolling through the players' social media to learn a little bit more about them. It's like very small when they see you like their story. It's kind of like an image from 3 years ago. It's about to be social media simulator. Crap. Message play directly on social media, start a conversation, learn more information about them. DMs will give you a small amount of influence, start building that relationship. Call their friends and family. Called, and when grandma starts writing about you and your program. Okay, so basically, like, we're going to call grandma and be like, hey, can you get him to come here? From the recruiting coordinator to every other coach on your staff, send every available resource you have at a prospect to gain. Oh, we're going to blitz the recruiting. Okay, that's... we're just going to make it awkward. We're going to scroll his... This is going to get borderline creepy. We're going to scroll his social media for 3 hours. We're going to DM his grandmother and ask her about her sweet tea recipe. And then everyone's going to show up at his front doorstep with a t-shirt that's a size too small for him and try and sell him on coming to our program. Perfect. Recruiting want to make sure that recruiting doesn't become a monotonous chore. It took a significant amount of time each week. With this in mind, every recruiting action is set it and forget it, meaning it will stay each week over and over until the recruit either locks you out, commits, or decides to change your recruiting actions. Okay, so basically if we're like, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this. So every week, it's just automatically like, hey, this week, send him a DM, call grandma, and we're going to do that every single week until he says he wants to come here. So the pitch, so soft sell, hard sell. I remember doing this. Can we talk down another program, or is that not going to be in this game? Oh, perfect. Hard sell. This provides the most influence when choosing the correct pitch, but it also comes with the largest penalty if you pitch the wrong thing. It is best to hard sell the recruit when you know their ideal pitch, or if you are desperate and just hoping for the best. Yup. EA College Football 25, you found a way for me to throw in the triple coverage going after a recruit. I appreciate it. You can increase the impact of your My School grades, the upsell ability. So we can try and talk them into, hey, I know like you care about your academic prestige. Ignore the investigation into everything that's going on with our professors right now. Did you know you can start for us? Perfect. I can sell. I got this. We're gonna have the #1 recruiting class, year 1 in North Texas, calling it now. Or probably not. Sway the prospect and change their motivations. Yep. Successfully swaying a prospect will give them a second ideal pitch that is only available to you. It is possible the second ideal pitch also creates a third ideal pitch combination as a result. Your chance of successfully swaying a prospect increases the more overlap there is between your ideal pitch and the pitch you were trying to sway them on. Okay. Okay, so the ideal pitch is combining 2 of the 14. Okay. That was probably a piece of information they gave me earlier, and I skimmed right past it. Okay, so hometown hero, which include campus lifestyle, proximity to home, and program tradition. To increase your probability of success, you would want to sway them on a pitch that also has 1 or 2 of the hometown hero motivations. Let's sway the prospect on the college experience pitch because academic prestige, campus lifestyle, and stadium atmosphere. If you sway successful, the prospect will not care about the academic prestige in the stadium. In addition to the three motivations, successful sway also gives you the ability to pitch two or more ideal pitches for maximum influence gain. This gives you the opportunity to be more closely on the prospect. School strength is incredibly powerful action and used properly can separate you from the competition. Okay, so that's okay. We are hardcore back in the RPG elements here. However, we're not going to have... Look at Alabama's board right here. It's like academic prestige C, and then A+, A+, A-, A+, 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 A-, C, A+, C... Is that C+, B-, A+, A+. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go into Alabama. I'm going to create another coach, and we're going to sabotage them. That's what I'm going to do. President for official visit, attempt to leave a lasting impression on them in order to schedule a visit. They must be down to their top 5 schools, and you have to offer them a scholarship. Okay. So it's not like NCAA 14 where I just hold on to my scholarships until I'm sure I'm getting that person, or I'm sure I want them. Like, we can't progress far enough until I offer them one. Charge 40 recruiting hours if I schedule them for a visit. So we can basically use a bonus 40 hours. Oh, it's coming out of us, but like instead of the 50 hours we're allowed to scout him or recruit him or whatever, we have 90. Okay. Down to the schedule visit. We have to visit big time rivalry game late in the season. Can have a lot of upside. Also carry risks. There's a chance the prospect will commit. Yeah, this has always been the thing before. I have always been of the mindset, schedule them early, preferably a rivalry game, especially if you can beat your rival. And just hope that you get enough of a jump right there where it doesn't matter. Important visibility of the prospect. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to go to a game in a weak environment. Playing a lower tier opponent will provide very little upside and major downside if you lose. Conversely, playing a rival who's also top 5 team will have the potential to leave a lasting impression. Avoiding risk by scheduling during a bye week, but then you know, that's probably the way to go too if you're terrible. The quarterback and left tackle visit at the same time will give complimentary bonus, whereas scheduling 2 quarterbacks in the same as considered a competitive visit will negatively impact. So again, that's coming over from NCAA 14 as well. Yeah, nailing those visits, that's huge. That's why I started putting more points in royal treatment than anything else. Excuse me. Is Bama playing the UGF Pandas in EA College Football 25? And they slipped Auburn onto there too. The UGF Pandas, FCS Southeast. Georgia, obviously a Southeast team. Obviously, they're just called FCS, but the UGF Pandas are in College Football 25. Hold on. Okay, so first off, Drewski knows about this. Okay, this is what I wanted to check. I wanted to see if he knew. Yeah, he is in College Football 25. That is so validating for a content creator. Like, Casper, Monmouth, like BlackRock, they're not going to be in this. You know what I mean? And Monmouth is a real school. Casper is not a real football team, but based on a real school. So, like, obviously they wouldn't be. But, like, they exist. Like, I know they got invited over there, but, like, the fact that UGF is in the game. And they've got people from College Football Revamped who got hired away to get, like, to program in College Football 25. And if you go and play College Football Revamped to go to create a team, it's the UGF logo there. Like, obviously, you know, the NCAA community knows about Drew and knows about UGF. But the fact that EA put an Easter egg of it in the game is so validating that, like, we're not just losers online. Like, we're, like, they care. EA cares. At least the team making this game. Oh, apparently there's more. Okay, wait. So, like, Bengal, Uncle Sam's Rejects, Good Game Bro. That is amazing. That is... I don't even remember what I was saying. That's just amazing that, like... And they use it for the recruiting to show you, hey, if you beat UGF, we're giving you no bonus. But if you beat Auburn, we're going to give you a huge bonus because it's a rivalry game at the end of the season. Now, obviously, it's not going to be UGF. Like, it's, you know, it's just obviously based in the Southeast. It's got the color scheme. It's got the panda. Not that the exact panda. But that is amazing. That's amazing. What was I talking about? Yeah, so... Okay, and just be careful about verbal commits because they can leave. Okay, that's... And you have to consciously make that effort to slip that team in here. You know, like, you can't just accidentally be like, hey, here's a big Easter egg to one of the largest content creators of college football, like, gaming. Like, they didn't just accidentally put FCS East. Like, no, hey, here, like, guess what? We know the YouTubers are going to be going through this with a fine-tooth comb. Everyone's going to see that. That is amazing. That just makes me happy. That makes me happy. God, I need a second. That's just like... Obviously, like, I am nowhere near the level of a Drewski, of a Param Crow, of any of these guys. But, like... We're not just people shouting at a screen and, like, disregarded. You know, because, like, some of these game companies make you feel like you're crazy. Like, you have no right to be making content based on their game for other people to enjoy. Nintendo, for the longest time, kept shutting down channels. Like, I was scared when I started doing Animal Crossing videos because I'm like, Nintendo's gonna shut this down and demonetize everything I do. I wanted to play it though, but for EA to go the other direction, like, obviously these guys all went up to Orlando, got to play the game early. I'm sure, you know, Drew's been sitting on this information since then. I'm sure he found out. I'm sure it was there. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they snuck it in here now and he had no idea, but the fact that it's like, like I said, it's validation. It's validation for this. And I've got a long way to go to ever be put in the same conversation as these guys. I don't expect to see BlackRock or Casper floating around. You know, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe FCS, you know, West will be, you know, a red and black bird. Maybe, but I doubt it. But it's still validating anyways, just to know that, like, they care about the YouTube community, the fans, the people who have stayed dedicated. Again, like I said, like, from the beginning, they hired people from College Football Revamped. They care. With this entry, they care. I'm not saying Madden they care. I'm not saying whatever is happening with BioWare and the Mass Effect franchise they care. I'm not saying that EA all across the board cares. What I'm telling you is the College Football 25 team cares. And that's important. And that's why I don't see this game falling short of expectations. Anyways, with that out of the way, what happens when players want to leave? Usually, they just leave. Sorry, coach. I'm going to go join the UGF Pandas. Imagine, can they leave for an FCS or a JUCO team? They should be able to. Sorry, coach. I'm going to Monmouth. What the heck is the name of their conference? CAA. The heck does that stand for? I already forgot. I know the acronym. So basically, like, if they have something that's important, like, we got to maintain that. High overall players move to go pro into the draft. They've been in school for 3 or more years. Okay, so I have an easier time talking them out of going to the draft. But I wonder now with the transfer portal, is it worth it? Maybe, like, okay, here's my example. Okay, so like Miami, they've only got a couple players in the transfer portal. They don't have half their class here. So, like, they've got a halfback going in the first round. This right outside linebacker wants to leave. You should take him, move him over to the right end because you got your guy graduating right here. The tight end wants to leave. But you've got a good chance of talking him into staying because he is only a 70 overall. Okay. I mean, that's... hopefully something that we can like actually talk people into staying, which looks like transfer playing style, transfer playing time. If they're homesick, I got a feeling we're still screwed, and that's usually what I lose my recruits to. But see, like, transfer for playing time, and I've got a high chance of persuading them to stay. I never had that. If they're transfer for playing time, they're gone. I've never got anyone to stay. Oh, 85. Okay, there it is, 85 players. Well, it was 70 before. So we still have more people. Oh, every offseason you're required to get back down to 85 players on your roster. Unfortunately, it means if you were over the 85-man limit, you'll be forced to encourage some players to transfer and find a new home. Even if you're at or below 85 players, you can still encourage players to transfer in order to make room for new players next season. No, you can't encourage a brand new freshman you just signed to find a new home the moment he gets on the campus. Okay, that's actually cool, though, because, like, I've wanted to do that. Where I've had a player who's, like, pretty good, but just, like, I've got a pocket passer. Like Monmouth, I got Roderick Ashley. I don't want to cut him. He's pretty good. I don't think he's going to get drafted, necessarily, if I played out his full career. But he's a good enough player where, like, I should be able to be like, hey, you know what? I think FIU could use your skills. You know what I mean? Like, send them elsewhere. So now we can do that instead of just straight up cutting them. I'm sure that we're going to have to cut them anyways. Some schools may face max exits, while others may be left untouched. 4 weeks until the players make their final decision at the end of it, and national signing day. Just like in real life, chaotic 4 weeks, players committing quickly, and team rosters rapidly changing. Since 4- and 5-star prospects are high as demand, know they know more concrete what they're looking for. They only consider 5 schools. So basically, if a 4-star, 5-star prospect leaves, if we're not in that, like, we don't have to waste our time. They're just gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna talk to you. So if transfer portal is only gonna be helpful to big time schools, as it should be. I mean, there is a chance a 4-star prospect from, like, SMU wants to leave, still wants to stay close to home, wants to go to North Texas anyways. I'm only using North Texas as my example every time because that's who I'm going to be playing as. So it's going to be a quicker process, but you don't have to scout them, I would assume, because we already have the information. Is it going to tell me the information? I don't know. Should be there somewhere. There's going to be a way to figure out their overall. Having a need at left tackle is nice and all during the season, but what if there's a 5-star quarterback who wants to come to your school? Why turn them down? Correct. Correct. If someone wants to come to my school. So it's going to be a lot like... It's going to be nothing like. It's going to be replacing the players who want to transfer in. Like, now we're going to get a whole other miniature recruiting board. Which is as it should be. They're adapting. Any players verbally committed to school prior to signing day will sign, meaning they can no longer decommit. Majority of prospects will commit prior to early signing day, but some recruits may last late in the cycle. Okay. Any recruits who are unsigned after national signing day will stick around to become walk-ons in the offseason. With that being said, the days of a player who was being actively recruited, not committing anywhere and drifting off into the ether are over. No longer will you have to speculate and fantasize what happened to them. Did they fail to get into school because of their grades? Did they change of heart? Some of you said, now the team with the highest influence on signing day will get the player as long as they offer them a scholarship. Okay. Good. I hated getting there and having scholarships left over, and there's 3 people sitting on my board and we're top on their thing, and they're gone. They're just gone. Texas signing 7 5-star prospects. Wait a second. 7, 17, 9. They signed 33 people. Oh, it mathed it up for me right here. We're not limited to 25 anymore? We can... Oh. Oh. This is gonna make... I gotta figure out how to make a walk-on team. This is gonna make the Prestige Dynasties a lot better if I can go after 33 one-star prospects at the beginning. Okay, this is changing every way we've played this game. Position changes. Yep, same thing as always. Once confirmed their position, it will receive a new set of physical abilities that are specific to that archetype. Physical abilities and tiers they receive are determined by their new attributes. Okay, so that's basically like they're not going to waste their time generating what? Like if you're a quarterback, they're not going to bother figuring out like what your like your man coverage skill is going to be at. So that's probably what they mean by that. Off-season most impactful time. Yep. Training results. Bulk of progression and development happening in the spring and summer. They put a hashtag work in here. Alright. This was written by some Gen Alpha kid. That's fine. I gotta remember that. I'm aged out. I'm old enough to be the grandfather, probably, if whoever the hell wrote this. Players will automatically progress their attributes and physical abilities, mental abilities. Cannot be upgraded, allowing for greater differentiation. Oh! Mental abilities cannot be upgraded, so no more awareness bumps? Or is that not considered a mental ability because that's actually something that you work on in real life? I don't know. Motivators can have a paid-forward ability which awards bonus XP to a position group every time a player at that position is drafted in the first 3 rounds. Okay. This might be where I have to balance it, though. Like, do I go after recruiting? Or do I go after... I'm probably going to go after a hybrid of that and motivator. If that's going to bump the player progression. Like, sign the class, even if they're like a 1-star prospect. But, like, more importantly, get those training bumps. So, yeah, like, okay, here, I signed a 65 overall quarterback prospect. But his senior year, if he's a 95 overall, who cares? All right, so we're not just going to go all in. Well, because they didn't have that in NCAA 14, to be fair. So, normal, most common, standard rate. So instead they grow over here. The type player can really change team. They'll progress faster than normal with a higher upside. Potential Sunday players, very few as go around. They'll establish the earliest fast learners. Best way to make the statement the moment they get on campus and have the potential to be an all-time great. I'd like to think that, like, Stan Royal for Casper was a star player. Because that dude kept getting +7s every single time. Back before it was a thing. So now we're going to have that to worry about too. So now it's actually going to be... When a player is a recruit, their development trait is hidden until National Signing Day unless you have the strategist, archetypes, mind reader ability. Okay. So we can fully recruit, or yeah, fully scout them before they visit. That's what's going to be locked. Right? I'd like to know who I'm bringing. I don't want to bring in someone and find out they're actually a 60 overall. Each attribute trucking, players instead progress an entire skill group. Okay, which I believe also like similar to how Madden has sort of streamlined their progression, which I'm fine for. So with a max level of 10, each time you upgrade a skill group, it will increase 1 level and progress attributes. Skill progress can be thought of the player's max potential of a particular area. Liberated by a player. So, Limitless provides the chance to increase a random skill cap every time the player levels up, and Put a Ring on It provides the chance to increase their highest skill cap after winning a conference national. It might actually be more worth it now to go after Motivator. Oh, Coach, the Architect. Oh, okay. Architect might be the way to go. Like, get more bang for your buck. Like, okay, cool, here's our players, but, like, let's just go win on the field to get the progression. Huh. Alright. Players can go up to 5 physical abilities and 3 mental abilities. Both physical and mental abilities have 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Physical abilities are determined by the player's archetype, while mental are position-specific. Here, for example, in order to have the platinum workhorse ability, a player must have 95 toughness. So above those players cannot upgrade their mental abilities. So if a player does not come in as a freshman with a particular mental ability, there is no way for them to earn that ability through progression. Duly noted. Holy crap, Georgia. Look at look at these impact players out here. Bama's got 2. Bama's got 2, and Georgia has half their damn offense. There's no limit number of impact players a team can have. Explosive offenses with playmakers, everyone might have 5 or 6 impact players, so you know that straight up they got dudes and they're about to cook. Ooh, yep. Wear and tear, week-to-week management. Okay, some more on the wear and tear. Recovery depending on how much damage your body. Where am I? Okay, I'm like 2/3 through this. If that. Good lord. There's a lot here. So basically, we do have the option basically to do rest mode. Everyone's out here trying to be Kawhi Leonard. That could be cool though, because like if I've got 2 really good like running backs, I can just alternate them as I need to. Like even start one over the other in a given week if I have to. All right, I'm here for a rest day. It's a sport that thrives on the chaos created by that very lack of conformity. It sure does. And you prove that right here by saying Oregon's going to win the college football playoff. Okay, so who's in this play? Okay, wait a second. What are the rules for the college football playoff? Is it... it's not every conference champion. It's every Power 4 conference champion. I see Rice in there. So it's the highest rated group of 5 school, right? And then it just goes by ranking. Rice got smoked by 24 points to the eventual national champions. Shout out to NC State being the #1 team in the land, and as a reward, getting smoked 57-17 by TAMU. What the hell? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. It is just like real life. Because like there's some close games here, but then like Ohio State wins by 15, then they win by 28, and then they get smoked by 22. With the expansion to a 12-team format, we were able to apply those learnings to project how the committee will value wins and losses in a world where going undefeated in a power conference is going to be less and less common. The perception of schedule imbalance continues to widen. Okay. So, I mean, wait for the calendar to turn November before you can start the first Big 12-team bracket is shaping up. First, look at both the CFB 25 and how the playoff would be seeded based on those ranking seeding schedule. So who do you have up here? You have all Power 4 conference teams and Notre Dame. So what this is, right, so like what this would be was actually Clemson down here would not make it. It would be these first 11 teams down through LSU here, and then whoever the group of 5, or group of 6 now, I guess, conference winner is. How are they going to handle the Pac-12 only having 2 teams? Because in real life, they're just basically, like, kind of part of the Mountain West right now. Yeah, I want to see how this goes, though. So, like, because I feel like with Monmouth, when I was trying to get to 2 stars... losing to Florida State was huge and dropped us because of their ranking. But then, like, when we beat Clemson, who was close in overall to us, they still dropped, like, 30 spots. So is that going to be weighted differently? Because I don't want to be the #1 team in the nation, be 12-0, get to the conference championship, lose against, like, #3 team, and then drop all the way to, like, 15 and be out. Like, having the chance to actually still make the playoff would be nice. Yep, Liberty's here. Okay, so whoever the highest rated team is going to be in here And they're the number 12 team, both examples here. They were actually number 13 down here, so Virginia Tech got bumped out. Right? Right. No Virginia Tech. Boston College being in here is wild. Oh, and they go, because they're number 7 in the nation, it says it right there, but they get the 4 seed because the 4 conference winners get the bye. That's right. Okay. I'm relearning how this college football playoff goes. I'll have this figured out. Give me a season in this game. I'll have it figured out. Okay. Duke's Mayo Bowl. Pop-Tarts Bowl. We never managed to make it there. Is it? I need to look up and figure out, like, what... Oh, look. Yeah, see? 34 bowl games, each using the Real World Bowl tie-in. So, R&L carries New Orleans Bowl, annually feature teams from the Sun Belt and Conference USA. Okay, cool. So I need to figure that out. Pop-Tarts Bowl. Who's playing in that? Texas Tech, Cal. ACC, which is why we almost made it there with Monmouth. Texas Tech, Big 12. North Texas, you need to make it to the Big 12 so we can make it to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's the goal. We're making it to the Pop-Tarts Bowl sometime. The experience, the new reality of College Football 25. Every conference set with their 2024 alignment. The Sun Belt is the last conference to feature divisions. Oh, so we can't just straight up abolish divisions. SEC will accurately follow the 8-game with 1 protected opponent rotation. Big 10 will utilize their 9-game flex protect model and so on. Who's who? If you're looking to follow along in these conference races, you can keep an eye on everything in the conference standings screen. I kind of want to add divisions back because I like divisions better, but I also understand why they don't. I just feel like it's going to get really messy. It's going to get really messy when you're going to have to play like the ACC is 18 teams. You're playing 9 games? Like, what if two teams can fit, or we have 3 teams finish undefeated in their conference? It's gonna get messy. But that's their problem, not mine. Push forward a potential future, or just blow up everything and make whatever you want. Czar of college football, custom conferences. So they're still here. Reduce number of conferences, choose 4 members, and they're gonna have to, okay, so this is gonna be weird because they must have special rules for the Mountain West or the Pac-12 because it's here. I see it. I saw it on the other screen. It only had 2 people in it. Eddie conference determining if they will not have divisions with division names are, many conference names, yada yada yada, just like before. Make adjustment conference membership and rules when starting a dynasty as well as the end of each offseason. Okay, so we're gonna be able to do that right off the bat. Not mean you are stuck with the old conference jersey patch on the logo on the 25-yard line. Those will dynamically change. Thank you. And that's why I was excited that I saw Clemson with a MAC logo. James Madison with the ACC logo. Thank you. Beautiful. If it's third Saturday in October, Tennessee better be playing Alabama. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Then the Iron Bowl, the big game, Florida State, Florida, and a host of other rivalry games. Make sure the specific games filled in correct weeks before adding the rest of the schedule. Okay, so they're going to lock in the important games. I think they tried to do that at NCAA 14, but they just couldn't manage it. We've included as many real-world games as we were announced by the time we had the locked schedule, so when you get to 2027-28, the Florida State, Georgia home series will already be scheduled. In 29 and 30, Notre Dame, Alabama, home and home will be scheduled, etc. North Texas already has some games locked in. Duke's Mayo and Vegas Classic are here as well. So they're going to have all that kind of stuff. That's cool. Concept week 0 with the season still kicks off Labor Day weekend for the majority of schools. Some things get started the week prior, and week 0 is real. Authentic week 0 games are scheduled for year 1 of Dynasty, and your future years week 0 utilized. However, the bulk of schools will still put total leather the first time in traditional Labor Day weekend window. National streaming broadcast will be Callback team restaves. Okay. I'm gonna have commentary turned off. I hope those guys do an amazing job. And maybe I'll try and do like a personal playthrough where I actually have all that stuff turned on just to enjoy it. But I'm honestly probably never gonna hear you guys talk. Sorry. I'm glad you're in the game. I'm happy for you. But you're gonna be talking over my commentary. We can't do that. Crowd themes that our friends in presentation talk about in Dynasty. So the whiteout, blackout, checkerboard. I wonder if North Texas has any of that and if I can add that. In addition to custom conference, you can also customize your non-conference schedule via custom schedules every preseason. Conference games are designated with a lock icon that can be edited, but your non-conference does not have a lock signal. They're fair game to edit. Hey, look! Oklahoma State also playing the UGF Pandas. They're back. They weren't gone very long. Oklahoma scheduling North... Oh, what is this? Oh, it's just all the schools. I'm like, oh my god, is Oklahoma playing North Texas NNIU? No, it's in alphabetical order, Shane. Don't get too excited. But hey, North Texas, we made it. We're here. Our logo showed up. Rice has been on here, I think, 3 times. It's the first time North Texas gets mentioned. Team Builder's back. Import up to 16 Team Builder teams. We can do a full conference. A full mega conference. Have to replace existing FBS schools Team Builder, so we can't just do that. Cannot be used in private online. That to make sure. Okay, so we can't. It's gonna be the same as before. We have to do it from the beginning, which sucks. Because like I don't know when Team Builder is going live. I would like to add Casper and Monmouth and BlackRock into the first Dynasty, but if they're not available, then I can't do it, which sucks because I'm not going to be able to use the same North Texas in the future. Which, you know, is terrible, but it's fine. Maybe I just let them rest in NCAA 14. Maybe that's what I like Casper a lot though. Yeah, okay, here we go. The red shirt can be up to 4 games in a season, still be eligible to take a red shirt. That's huge because there have been times where I regretted not giving someone a red shirt. Now I have the chance to undo that if I need to. And also, like, what was it? It was Matt Smith with Kansas, right? He got injured the first game of the year we ended up winning the Natty. I would have loved to have redshirted him. Oh, so basically, like, we can do it backwards. We can redshirt the player and then play them in the playoffs. We can redshirt you and then bring you back before the conference championship game, have you play that in a couple playoff games, and you still are a redshirted player. All right, well, that's good to know. Okay, Heisman. I need you to overhaul this because I can't have another situation where I'm on top the entire season and then I finish in second place and it's not even close. Unitas Golden Arm Award. Oh, they added some new ones. Preseason and postseason All-American teams are named annually. Yep, first, second team, National Conference, All-American. Yep, those are the same. We've got tracking of player stats and record book. Every category and playoff and a record is tracked national, conference, and team level. Oh, so we can actually go for conference records now, too. Pride stickers are back. Oh, those are... They had that in one of the old NCAA games, right? Like, he's got a couple there, and now his helmet is completely covered. He's got a blank helmet, and now he's completely covered. Online and offline Dynasty game for 30 seasons. Not 60 anymore. 1 user per school. 32 in Dynasty. That's huge. Check on everyone's status members. Commission post-game speech. Standing at nearly 17,000 words and 85 pages, this blog is a representation of how much passion the team has about the game. No kidding. I'm assuming this is the last deep dive from the way they're ending it here. Yeah. Okay. So it's a lot of I should dust off my copy of NCAA 13. That's my biggest takeaway from how this is all going to work. Obviously, there's some other huge changes to this. It's not all the same as the old games. But I know a lot of people preferred NCAA 13 recruiting versus 14, and they listen to that. I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna cry. But that's amazing. This is amazing. This looks amazing. Again, shout out to Not the Expert. You're in the game. I know a couple other YouTubers, Bengal, Uncle Sam's Rejects. Like, you're all like, that is my favorite takeaway from this, obviously. But I'm excited because now I get to go back to my spreadsheet and figure out the relegation league. Now that I have confirmation the Pac-12 still exists, at least in this game. So, guys, relegation league, it's coming back. I told you guys it was coming back anyways, but now I know exactly how it's coming back. I'm going to go draw that up now. I accidentally skipped forward in the Buffalo, like the last year of them. I never got the conference standings for the final season, so I'm going to have to make up who's going to be relegated and not. I'll figure it out. Or I'll do like last time where I'll run a simulation like 1 year and place the teams accordingly. We'll do that. I'll figure it out. But that is, holy, this recording is an hour and 22 minutes. Holy hell, editing this is not going to be fun. But, yeah, this is not going up. This is not going up today. This is definitely going up on Wednesday instead. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thanks for watching. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on because it's coming. It's coming. We are 14 days, no. Yeah, 14 days away from early access. It's almost here, guys. We are one pay period away. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys next time. I'm Shane. I'm out.